What's up, Gruntworks Nation? The Big Earl is always asking, why is China hoarding food? Experts say that China is hoarding a massive amount of food. They will soon have over two-thirds of the globe's corn reserves, over half of its rice, and over half of its wheat. But when asked about it, China lies. One China expert says they, of course, will never admit to something like that. Well, what does China know that we don't? When it comes to global food shortages, China is the canary in the coal mine. You see, China is the world's #1 food importer. They rely on the rest of the world to keep their people fed. So they can't afford to mess up. Or there will be riots, civil panic, or even worse, when over 1 billion people can't eat. What does this mean for Americans like you and me? 2 words: food shortages. That's why it's a smart idea to stock up on a kit of best-selling 4 Patriots survival food. Create your own stockpile of the best-selling 4 Patriots survival food kits. Hand-packed in the USA. The kits are compact and stack easily. They have different delicious breakfasts, lunches, and dinners. And their 5-star reviews on the website rave about the flavor and the taste. Right now, you can get 10% off your first purchase of 4 Patriots survival food by typing in the code VTTGW at checkout. Just go to 4patriots.com and use the code VTTGW to get 10% off your first purchase of 4 Patriots survival food. That's 4patriots.com. Use the code VTTGW.
Hey, what's up, trash talkers? Listen, it's impossible to fight, okay, if you don't know what you're fighting for. Does that make sense? Like, if you're in the dumps and you're struggling with mental health, things of that nature, it's going to continue tearing you down, all right? Because you're consistently trying to fight something, which is that demon, which is usually something from the past, right? Maybe that why needs to be fighting for your future. Let that be your why. Get the hell up and start fighting for your future. Stop fighting things that happened in the past. Easier said than done, right? Go seek help. It's okay not to be okay. A lot of people need to hear this. You are more of a warrior and a fighter if you stand up and say, hey, this has to stop. I need to go seek help. The stigma, everything has changed. It's okay not to be okay.
Here is a firm believer in all men are created equal, but not all men live equal. That is why there's a certain select number of people in the DoD who decided to jump out of airplanes. And yes, we are better than you. 100%. Now, don't be the first triggered pansy to say, well, airborne's not relevant. You haven't jumped since World War II. Well, that's not accurate, for one. And two, it's like having a jalopy or a 68 Mustang. Well, a 68 Mustang's no longer relevant. Doesn't matter. It's still a better car than yours. So take it easy this National Airborne Day and just accept that we are better than you.
So 2 things for today's Honesty Cap. First thing, how do all my boys from the 101st feel knowing that the Army decided that instead of actually making you airborne, they just create a whole new division that's airborne because you just aren't cutting it? It sucks. Thing number 2, for all the folks who were like, oh, airborne is irrelevant, doesn't even matter. They're making a whole new division of just airborne people because they're relevant. Think about that. How's that feel? Does it hurt a little bit? I hope it hurts a little bit.
This is the Veteran Trash Talk Hour, hosted by Nick, Dave, and Buddy. Real warriors making fun of other real warriors. Try to not get triggered.
What's up, Trash Talkers? What's up, Gruntworks Nation? We are live. All right, happy Saturday to everybody. Now, that video that goes before the show, if you were watching it or listening to it on our podcast platforms, Buddy and Dave are not here right now. Dave apparently was busy. All right, now we all got real excited because he was busy with our. What's up, Jeremy Daniels? Pleasant on YouTube. He's the one guy that watches on YouTube. Hey, so if you follow us on YouTube, or don't, go on there and follow us on YouTube. It's hilarious. We got lots of shorts on there, and lots of other videos too. But Dave, was like, hey, I got to do this PTSD awareness video, and it's with boats, and those of you who have, we've had boats on the show a few times. Unfortunately, he lost his wife to breast cancer. And we have dedicated a shirt to him and have had him on the show, and it's phenomenal that he shares his story and the things, the stuff that he was struggling with. So boats, our hearts and our prayers are always with you and your family and your children, and excited to cut you guys a check for your foundation with what we saw with those shirts this year. So we'll get that going. But Dave said that he was busy to do that. And about, I don't know, what was it, Chris, about 3 hours ago?
About 2.5, 3 hours ago, yeah.
2.5, 3 hours ago, yeah. He said he posted pictures of how awesome it was working with Dave. Well, Dave, you could have made it for the show.
Oh, it's better. Boats made a post that said, I haven't gone through the footage yet. So they're not even filming at this point.
Wow, Dave.
Just blowing it off. That's what he said.
Yeah, Faceman's just like, I guess he's just better than us. That's pretty much what he's saying.
He's getting back into his celebrity phase and just doesn't care about anybody else.
His boy band phase.
Yeah, his boy band phase.
Yeah, I mean, he was a German rapper, so that's a big deal. It's a real big deal.
He was a signed artist.
And then Buddy, we won't make fun of as much because he's hunting.
It's hunting season. He's doing manly things.
And he's with another guest that we've had on our show. I believe he does Warriors for the Outdoors, correct?
Yeah. Yep.
That's the one, right?
Jimmy
He does Warriors for the Outdoors.
Yep.
Yeah, Jimmy Bates. Yeah, so
he's got a phenomenal
nonprofit if you ever need to go hunting or get some veterans out there out in the wilderness to ease their mind and start conversations. That's a great nonprofit to go to. But I am super excited today, and I have to do my best not to take over the whole show because I am on a traveling spree. I was in D.C. last week, landed in New York yesterday, all right, and now I'm in New York with my wife, and we're going to the Monday night football game, Packers versus Giants. But today we were at the 9/11 Memorial Museum, which is phenomenal, and I'll get into that in a little bit. But with us today is the Baker. Chris is who we always make fun of, who you usually never see on the screen.
Always hidden.
Because he's back there doing all the production stuff. And so he gets two nicknames. He's either the Baker or he's Muffin Fingers. All right. When things screw up, it's because his Muffin Fingers pressed the wrong button. And if he's doing a good job, we call him the Baker. And then most of you know who Cliff is, VTT's mental health warrior. All right, he just a phenomenal friend of ours and has a great show. Oh yeah, there's the shirt for Beth. Boats' wife. So if you want to get one of those shirts, scan that QR code. All of the proceeds, all of 100%. It go to all of it go to the foundation. So obviously he's a brother of ours and we care about him, and he went through a real tough time and is still dealing with it. So great. We got Brian's on, one of our VTT official moderators is on, says hello from Southern Appalachia. All
Linda's
right,
there too.
He's up there. Yeah, is Linda at Brian's place right now?
No, but she's in the comments.
Oh, okay, yeah, I see that. Linda is another one
she's
of
on the other side of the country.
Moderators. Yeah, she's in Vegas. So rocking and rolling. And I'm excited to introduce our guest, Kaitlyn Croker, which is what we'll get into. Is we haven't had a show like this before. And I was talking about it earlier that maybe, I support Kabul Skydiving Club.
I like that.
There you go, Brian. Yeah, that's a good one. But I'm thinking, I hope this turns into something that, in the next few years that, we start to promote the children of our brothers and sisters who served and what they're accomplishing now. Just like we'll talk, I'll bring this up later on and introduce her officially before she starts. But I get to turn it over. Usually we do a conspiracy theory, but I'm not going to do that because we have a little bit to talk about. Cliff's been extremely busy. Just had a speaking engagement by his boys' college, and been doing a bunch of stuff. Cliff's an author, a keynote speaker, and a tremendous warrior. So, Cliff, what have you been doing lately, man? I haven't seen you in a while. Oh, by the way, he stiffed me in D.C.
Yeah, right? I was there.
Well, I had to run down to Fort Eustis, the 128th down there. They asked Tom to come speak, and he asked me to come down and support him for it. Tom Campbell, his story. So super excited about that. This is my last week in the United States. As of next Wednesday, I'll move to Italy officially and be over there. So I'm super excited about that. So the Mental Health Warrior podcast will be streaming from Italy starting not next week, but the week after next. So super excited about that. If you're interested in my book, The Mental Health Warrior, you can get it on my website. If you want a signed copy of mine, you only have about 2 days where that's going to be available. Because once I go to Italy, the signed copies won't be available unless I'm in town doing a speaking event. But you brought up a thing is I was down at Hampton-Sydney University and did a speaking event down there. They had some issues with some students, asked me to come down, and it was a really moving and touching speaking event to go and talk to the college age boys down there and really talk with them about it's not okay to be okay. It's when you're out drinking and not maybe doing the right kinds of things, you need to maybe drink a little bit less or do things a little bit differently. But I will tell you that the Quit Being a Triggered Pansy shirt was very popular down there. The kids loved it. And then they loved the shirt that you have on too, Nick. So it was really great to get down there and kind of talk with them because, that is something a little bit different. I go out and talk to veterans organizations and others, military a lot. So this was the first university that I did, and it was really amazing and fun event. So that's what I've been up to. My house is completely empty, so it's pretty echoey in here now. I'm staying in my ensuite, so I have one bed and one chair and 2 plates.
It's a nice bed. I've slept
it's a nice bed, yeah. Good bed. But I'm super excited to get over to Italy. My youngest son, he's been over there since September. He's made the soccer team over there. We're super excited. And they had a game today, and I found out that he kicked a winning field goal. So I'm super excited about that. So go Lloyd there. Daddy will be there soon. But yeah, so I'm excited about it. With the military, you move around a lot, and I'm just happy to get over there and learn Italian and start doing the podcast from over there. So it's gonna be exciting.
That's awesome. So you're telling us that an American went over to Europe and then won the game.
Yeah, he won. He kicked the final 2 minutes of the game. He kicked a winning field goal.
Man, too bad Dave's not on.
I know.
It's like, all he ever talks about is soccer is the sport of Europe, and it's like, wait till some of our athletes show up. It's
here
like,
they are, and that's on the lower end too, like the juniors.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, and hey, Kaitlyn, say hi. Where are you coming from?
Hey, I'm coming from Nashville.
Nice.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, Nashville, Tennessee.
Tennessee.
Awesome. I
guess I should have been talking in my country accent. I I forgot about that.
Well, too bad we didn't have Buddy on.
I grew up in the South.
Buddy was here.
I can go back home. I can bring all right. Yeah, we can go right down there. You know what I'm talking about? Go out there by Meemaw's cow and Peepaw's cow. Yeah, elbow good. Oh yeah, I can do that. No problem.
He's from Missouri.
Oh, okay. Makes sense.
Missouri.
Yeah. Dad grew up 30 miles from the Arkansas border down there.
Wow.
Yeah, we we make fun of Buddy because Buddy's got he's from Alabama, so he's got that thick Southern accent. But we always say, careful with that accent. He's actually one of the smartest soldiers you're ever going to run into, and tactically and technically proficient. So it's like he'll give you that draw, but he knows exactly what he's talking about. So don't let that accent fool you. Yeah. And and I got both my daughters were born in North Carolina, and then they lived in Florida, and so like it's kind of funny every once in a while that draw comes out in them, when they're talking, and neither their wife or I have that zero Southern anything, and so but every once in a while you'll hear it pop out, and it's like you're in North Carolina, baby, that's for sure. So
no, I relate to that. I was born in Maryland, and both my parents are from Boston, Massachusetts. So I don't. So when I start talking fast, it kind of just comes out. And I've only lived here 2 years, but when we get all the people from Alabama up here, it rubs off on you.
Mm-hmm. It does. Yep.
For sure, for sure. Yeah, and so I do have to brag a little bit about what I was doing because it did go successfully. I see you're doing banjos in the distance. There you go, Jeremy. But I went to DC, and some of you are following the Big Earls page and all that, and realizing that like I said, this podcast, I was fortunate enough to get a job with a virtual reality company that specializes in DoD suicide prevention and sexual assault harassment prevention. And it's been an absolute just thrill the past year and a half traveling around and facilitating that training for our warriors and doing that. And, it does come with money. You got to purchase it. So what I found out, which was really strange to me, was that the Army didn't fund suicide prevention training. And because if you put in the order for it, it would get rejected because there was no money in I guess they call it the NDAA to do it. So we're working our hardest to get it changed to where the DoD is forced to spend money on suicide prevention training. And I always talk about this on the show about we're all guilty of it. Linear thinking. It's where this will solve this. This is the reason for this. When we fail to look at the entire system of where there could be 100 reasons why something is happening. All right. And some we need to put Band-Aids on, and some we need to go back in and really, really fix. Like that being said, with the system thinking, is one of the biggest things that I think we can do is if we train our active duty service members in suicide prevention when we have them, or we can force them to train because we have them as active duty, right? That should, in essence, lower the veteran suicide rate. It might take 4 or 5 years, but then again, that's not the Band-Aid that everybody wants. That's actually going into the system and fixing it. So really, really excited to hopefully get that going and be a big part of that. And of course, everybody with Veteran Trash Talk is a part of that because that's how I got the dang job. So a big shout out to all of our followers on Gruntworks and Veteran Trash Talk for getting the message out there. And one thing I talked about us a lot to a lot of the Hill liaisons and the HAS committee liaisons is, we built a community. Now we're at 600,000 followers on Gruntworks, 130,000 on Veteran Trash Talk. VTT official has about 80,000. And it's like, you might not ever say anything on one of them platforms for a year, 2 years, and then somebody will have a problem that you can relate to. Right? And then that's why you're there. All right. Nobody should ever be alone in 2023 with social media. So if you have an issue, if you have a problem, bring it up on our platform. There's so many people that somebody's going to be either by you, know exactly what you're talking about, and probably have an answer that helped them. Is it going to help you? Maybe, maybe not. But, at least that's out there and somebody can help with it. So, yeah, I've been doing that. And, again, that was a lot of fun being in DC and going around and seeing how things work. Got to hang out with Jeremy, I'm tracking all that. So that's a long time. That's a long time ago though. A long time. Lots happened since 2006. So a lot. I got to meet some some of the warriors that are now in politics, and they were talking about how that's changed drastically in the last 4 years. So we're starting to get a lot more people who were actual service members, and hopefully that resonates, and hopefully that does something to help. But got to meet a lot of the cool, like the big names like Luttrell and Crenshaw and all those guys, and and talk to them, and that was a bunch of fun. So yeah, that's what the Big Earl's been doing. If you've been following the post, and now I'm super excited because another thing that is very difficult on not only service members but their families, all right, is, you know, the life that, you know, the families are forced to do, right? They have to move, they have to travel, they have to watch their mom or dad go bye-bye for, you know, 6 months to a year. And then maybe, you know, and we know this from our friends that like they don't come back. Yeah. Right. So and that's why one of our favorite nonprofits is Gold Star Teen Adventures. And, you know, they give all of their money to the kids of the fallen. And we always like to, you know, lift up our battle buddies' names of who we've lost. And, you know, we put them on our wristbands and we tattoo them on our bodies, you know, and it's like, but a lot of those people had kids, you know, and we don't think about that. Now, a lot of those kids are 22, 23 years old now. Right. And
that's what's awesome about Gold Star now, that they're expanding to first responders. Right.
So it's, you know, as the mission changes, you know, it doesn't mean that there aren't. And then again, the first responder issue is a totally different story. And, you know, those men and women that serve our cities and our, you know, other areas, that they're putting on their body armor every single day. Right. And every time they go out, you know, every day. And I've been in some pretty kinetic environments in my service and doing some, you know, dangerous things. But a lot of times that, you know, there was 2-3 weeks in between those dangerous things, and, you know, you take a break, you know, a little bit, then you go back out, you know, get on a helicopter, go do it again. But that's every day for a cop. Yeah. You know, every single day, you know, they put on their body armor and they go out. So yeah, it's truly is something that, you know, that mental health aspect of it and thinking about it that way is you know, something that's going to keep us going on Veteran Trash Talk for a long, long time, and hoping that people carry it on. But anyways, that long, you know, little speech there, again, I always say at the Big Earl, I started a podcast so that I could hear myself talk. I just love it. But we got, I got Linda, we lost 2 state troopers this month, helping a motorist. They were both hit. Yep. And then, man, I'm talking about in Memphis, my battle buddy, Jeff Creighton, he was on a DUI stop as a Memphis cop and got hit by another guy who was drunk. And what's very, very just two of those guys were both in my platoon in Iraq in 2006. They were both on duty that night. And the first to respond was one of them, both Memphis cops after they got out of the Army. And Jeff, if you haven't followed Jeff Creighton, you need to go on there and follow him, because he was in a coma, came out of it, and he's learning how to do everything over again. And he posts his workouts every day, and it makes me feel sick because I was on this No Health November, you know, and I wasn't doing any kind of workouts, and I'm watching Jeff, you know, he's struggling to do 30 burpees when that kid used to be able to do 150 of them without even sweating, you know. So it's like you're watching them go through this, just unreal. Hit by drunk drivers too. It's just absolutely terrible. But yeah, saying all that, I wanted to, when I got a message, Kaitlyn, from, I believe it's your PR guy. Mm-hmm. Right. When I got a message from Bruce, and you know, he was like, "Hey, thinking about wanting her to be on your podcast." And I was like, well, who is it? You know, and then, you know, we got into things, and we haven't even thought about the approach of starting to promote, you know, the veterans or active duty people's kids and what they're doing. Yeah, because right now we love to promote veteran-owned businesses for free and try to get, you know, authors, all that stuff, get all their stuff out there to as many people as we can. So, Kaitlyn, say hi. Say you're from Nashville, but talk about your dad's service, what that meant to you. Your dad was an F-16 and an F-18 pilot in the Air National Guard. So talk about the service, what it meant to you. And then for the first time ever, I'm pretty sure we're going to get a live musical performance. And we're super excited about that. So take it away, Kaitlyn. The floor is yours.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you guys for having me. I mean, this is an amazing platform. Everything you guys just talked about for the past 15 minutes, I fully support. I love that you're doing it. And thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak to other veterans. And yeah, so my life started in California. I was born out there. My dad was in the Navy. He flew F-18s out there. He served for 10 years and then did a lateral transfer to the DC Air National Guard, where he's been for the past 17 years. And where I lived in Southern Maryland, DC is like my backyard. I loved living in Maryland and whatnot. I loved going to the base every Christmas to have our holiday hangar Christmas parties and whatnot. So the military is just a part of me. It's a part of my life. Majority of our friends and families served, so it's a huge part of me. And with this song I just released, it just made perfect sense that I'd released it the day before on Veterans Day, not only to support the veterans, but more so the veterans' families, who I believe also serve, like you were talking about the fallen soldiers, and then, you know, the families who are left. I can't imagine that kind of heartbreak and whatnot. And so this song, to me, is saying, you know, you're the hero. You're the hero going off overseas to be someone else's hero, all while being my own hero. So I started writing this song midsummer when my friend left for boot camp Paris Island, and he's starting his journey.
Marines.
My God, yep. I know, right? No, I'm just kidding.
They're not a fan here.
Yeah. I gotcha. But he's just starting his career. My dad just retired 2 years ago. He's working at the Pentagon now. But just these two ends of their careers and whatnot, just really got me thinking about what it's like to be the one left behind on a deployment and whatnot. So that's where this song came from, and I had the opportunity of playing it in DC on Veterans Day for the Check 6 Foundation. If you're not familiar with them, they're an organization that put on this Pilot for a Day program, mostly for terminally ill children, and it's such a beautiful thing they're doing, giving these kids just an outlet to, I think, do one of the coolest jobs in the world. I mean, pilots are pretty awesome. I might be a little biased, but I love what they do. And yeah, they're just supporting these kids, which is a beautiful thing. So I got to sing the national anthem, play this song, and sing for the veterans, which really was a dream come true for me. But yeah, there's my story so far.
Yeah, that's great. And yeah, you know, and even, you know, obviously we completely honor our Gold Star families, but yeah, you know, 100% the stuff that, you know, my wife went through, and, you know, other spouses go through, and then what the kids go through. Yeah, it's just, that's obviously we understand it, and we respect it more than anybody, but for civilians to understand it, because I'll tell you one thing that triggers my wife is when people complain about not having a date night like in the last 2 weeks, you know, and it's like, you know,
in 7 months.
Yeah, it's been 7 years.
Yeah,
you know, it's like, you know, we haven't had a babysitter ever because we're not by grandma and grandpa. You know, we're not, our family's not there to support us. So, yeah, definitely excited to hear this song, as it should resonate with them as well. So,
thank you so much.
Kaitlyn, I got a question for you. Hey,
Yeah.
before we start, hey, tell us how you got into songwriting and playing the guitar. I'm assuming you play the guitar. I see it in the background.
Yes, just for decoration. No, I'm just
okay.
The prop.
I'm mainly self-taught on guitar. I picked it up, I think in middle school, met with a lot of industry professionals, and they said I needed to pick up an instrument. So it was this or piano. So I chose that one.
My youngest son plays the guitar, so that's why I was asking.
Okay. Yeah. Wonderful.
Yeah.
But as for songwriting, I really just got serious about it since moving here. So it's been 2.5 years, writing almost every day. And
that's amazing.
Hustling and all that. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
Have you written anything?
Music now.
Have you written anything that somebody famous has sung?
I have not. That's the goal, though. That's the goal.
Who's the most famous person you've worked for so far there, or worked with?
So actually, this past Monday, I got to play around with Ashley McBride, if you know who she is.
Mm-hmm.
Or last April, I opened for Shenandoah. They're a 80s, 90s country band. It was a blast, a lot of fun.
Awesome.
Nice.
And how old are you?
18.
And you're hustling out there, hustling 18. That's absolutely
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you. My parents are with me everywhere I go and supporting me every step of the way. So it's a blast.
That's awesome.
That's great. That's phenomenal. So yeah, if you're ready to rock and roll, as they say, let's get after it. Not you, Chris.
I gotta move it. Calm down. Looks like Mom's in the chat now.
My mom?
Carolyn?
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
There
That's her.
she is.
Girl.
Ooh. Hey, Kaitlyn, hold on 1 second.
Hold on 1 second. I know you were getting right into it, but I think we had a little.
Yeah, there's an
technical
audio
difficulty
thing going on here.
Yeah.
Here, say something now.
Yeah.
Do me a favor, reload your page. Oh God, let's do that.
Oh yeah, we ran it.
That's not any better. Hold on, there we go.
All right, we're on here. We'll give you a topic there. She's back. Kaitlyn's back.
Hey.
That's better. Okay.
That's better.
Not sure what happened there.
No, you're good. You can hear me.
All right. Yeah, you're better.
That sounds way better.
All right.
I was like, I thought you were doing the Chipmunks musical, and I was like, I don't think.
Sounded like some really bad auto tuning.
Yeah.
Sound like two cats in a bag slung over the clothesline.
I mean, maybe I did sound like that. I don't know.
No. Trust me.
It was something on. I don't know what happened.
Yeah, we're getting the thumbs up from Brian. We're good to go on
we're
audio.
good now.
Perfect. All right.
All right, let's try that again.
Okay. I'll never get used to the sight of you leaving. I'll never get used to this missing you feeling. Yeah, the war rages on every moment you're gone. If you're gonna save the world, can you save my heart too? Even though bullets ricochet, doesn't mean the bullet proof. Oh, when you're flying through the sun. Oh, can you radar see me crying? Can you let somebody else do the leaving? 'Cause you're the hero I've been needing. Yeah, you're the hero I believe in. If I didn't love you, this would be easy. Even the strongest hearts can break completely. Yeah, the sacrifice is real, but it's something we both feel. If you're gonna save the world, can you save my heart too? Even though bullets ricochet, doesn't mean
what you gotta do. Do what you gotta do. What you gotta do. What you gotta do. But if you're gonna save the world, can you see the my heart too? Even though bullets ricochet, doesn't mean we're bulletproof.
All right, that was phenomenal.
That was great.
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
Too bad Muffin Finger screwed it up before. Otherwise,
See, there it is.
No, it's not it.
But wow, yeah, that was absolutely amazing. Can you? Linda says, "I'm not crying. You are."
No, I'm cutting onions in here, honestly.
Yeah. My wife says it's beautiful. Yeah, talk about some of those lyrics and maybe what, if you want to, if you can, like what that meant, like where did they come from?
Sure. So I started writing the chorus first. I co-wrote this song. This is not just me. I started writing a few lines when my friend who was joining the Marines was talking about leaving and whatnot, and I just started writing, if you're going to save the world, can you save my heart too? You know, as these guys go overseas, they're going to be the hero to, you know, for our country and to these other people. But it's like, but you're my hero. And, you know, I'm losing my hero while you're going off and being the hero somewhere else. In the bridge, the part that says, do what you got to do. It's so simple, but it's one of my favorite parts to sing because to me it's like, I know you've got a job to do and I'm not trying to hold you back. I know you're doing what you're called to do. I know that you're called to serve, and I think that takes a special person to do so. So go do that and I will fully support you. But it's like, just come back home, kind of thing. And then in the chorus, even though bullets ricochet, doesn't mean we're bulletproof. To me, that means, you know, it's hard on a relationship. Your father, a spouse, your children, whoever it is, that's the person deploying. It's like, it's going to strain your relationship somehow. And that's what that means. You know, you're not bulletproof. You're not really getting super injured, but it's like you're still taking shots and whatnot.
Yeah, that's phenomenal.
Thank you.
Cliff, you got anything? Chris, you got anything?
Oh, that was amazing.
Thank you.
You know, I think for, you know, somebody who's been deployed, and now my wife's still active duty Navy. Of course, that's why we're going to Italy. You know, and then my roles changed when I retired because now I'm the stay-at-home parent, and you get to kind of see the both aisles of that and the struggles that everybody goes through. So I just want to say that, you know, while you were singing your song, it really touched me. You know, with your words and what you said, because I think it is important, and it is a struggle, and it's hard on everybody, but it's something that we are called to do. It's something that it's hard to explain when you know, I've always wanted to serve and be what I was in the military. And so I want to thank you for that and having that understanding, because we all serve, whether your kids serve, whether your spouse serves or doesn't serve, you know, it's all in it together, and it's all hard on everybody. It's not easy. Because we're all gone for long periods of time, like Nick was saying. And we all make sacrifices, whether it's, you know, to our bodies, to our families, to those kinds of things, and the stress that kids feel at home. I mean, mom and dad's gone. They don't know if dad's coming back. They don't know if mom's coming back. So it is hard. It is tough. So thank you for those words in your song. And I think you probably, you know, touched a lot of people out there listening today, or who will listen later when they watch the podcast, for sure.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate that. And, you know, that was my first and foremost goal, was just to support those people who are left behind, and support the veterans and whatnot. But a big part of it was just bringing awareness. You know, like you said, just people don't really know in the full capacity of what it's like to have a loved one leave, or to be the person leaving. I'll never know what that's like to leave my family. But I think just bringing awareness is huge. The military is a part of me, therefore I wanted to implement that in my platform. And so this song was just a part of explaining and showing people who I am and what my family is.
Yeah, well, you know.
Speaking of platform, how do people find you? Where do they go, and how can they help support your journey?
Where you at?
Yes, all the streaming platforms. I'm Kaitlyn Croker official on Instagram and TikTok, and then Kaitlyn Croker official also on Facebook, actually. So,
do you have one website, like a link tree or anything like that?
I do. There's a link tree attached to my Instagram and Facebook, or you can go to KaitlynCroker.com. Just
perfect.
Brand new merch line and whatnot.
There you go.
Yeah,
we'll make sure to put that up there for you for sure in the comments.
Don't worry. Your PR guy sent that to us. Muffin Fingers was not seen it. He was supposed to put it up there, but we'll get over that. That's so it's
there now. It's there now. Yeah. I was a little busy.
Yeah, okay.
Trying to make sure everything else worked.
Yeah, and is that the only song you sing, or do you have other ones?
Yeah, so I released my first song in August. It's called Dead Man Walking, and I really like to explain that song by saying, you know, I'm 18, I've never been in a relationship, but I wrote this song called Dead Man Walking. One of my passions is jujitsu. I started in February. I am completely
watch out, Nick.
I never lost.
But as soon as I started that sport, I fight like Green Berets and like former PJs and whatnot. They're my favorite guys, you know, and whatnot. So they were toughening me up, and so I thought I needed a tough song to write. So that's how Dead Man Walking came about. But
do you want to rock that one too, or are you not ready to rock that one?
Do you want to hear it?
I'm out. Yeah.
All right.
We haven't had a live musical guest before. We're all about it.
All right. Well, here it is. You came in, flew my world upside down, turned my halo to a falling crown. Your cheating heart was an act of war. You signed your name and drew your sword. Now it's my move, and I don't plan to lose. I've been trying to running around this town like a one-woman breaking through. Stirring the dust of its enough. I've got these twisters coming for you. If there's anything left combusted on them, well, you better run. 'Cause the dead man walking is this girl's fault. What comes next can't be undone. I'll make sure that I'm the last to shatter my heart like broken glass. I hope I keep you up at night
you said on your goodbyes. 'Cause X marks the spot, and I'm taking my last shot. I've been a train wreck running around this town like a one-woman wrecking crew, stripping the dust of its left. I'm not this sister's coming for you. If there's anything left, come lost to darling, boy, you better run. 'Cause the dead man walking is this girl's fault. What process can be undone? I've been a train wreck running around this town like a one-woman wrecking crew, stirring the dust of its F59. The sister's coming for you. If there's anything left, come dust to darling, boy, you better run. 'Cause the dead man walking is this girl's fault. What process can't be This ain't my first rodeo. Tell my ex I said hello.
All right, awesome, very awesome.
I'm going to be the
That's
first one to
great.
say that's a beer drinking song right there.
Yeah?
That's
Beer drinking,
I
whiskey
kinda felt-
shooting.
Yeah,
That
I
was
got
on
that vibe
Spotify,
too.
so
That's
have
exactly.
at it.
Yeah, nice. So yeah, everybody go check Kaitlyn Croker out on that for sure, and help that out. Before we get Chris into the AAR, I don't know if he knows he has that responsibility or not, seeing as he's been you can't even turn your mic on. You're the producer.
I read the script.
Jeez.
My name's not Buddy.
Yeah. But before we get to that, got a long, a real long career ahead of you, and we hope that it's a very promising one. Anything that we can do to help. So if you got anything new coming out or anything like that, tag us in it. We'll put it out there and do all that. Maybe Chris, we don't have a closeout song anymore, do we? Do we still do that?
No, we don't. Not right
Old Man
now.
on the Sea one or whatever.
No, the only thing,
maybe we can.
the only thing we have right now is just your For Patriot.
Maybe
that's
Kaitlyn will write us
boring to have
songs
the
for a
show on.
podcast.
Yeah. So yeah, maybe Kaitlyn can write us our song that we close out on.
Yeah.
That'd be something fun. And now that we have a title sponsor in For Patriots, we can pay you. So it'd be even better.
Hey, then she can be on Music Across America Radio on my podcast when she plays it. So.
Yeah, he'll get on a bunch of platforms that way. That'd be really cool. I know that you moved a lot of people listening, and that was phenomenal. So, but before Chris gives AAR, give us the last word. Tell us again where we can find you, and then whatever you want to say it.
Sure. I just appreciate you all having me out here and supporting me. You can find me at Kaitlyn Croker. That's CROKER.com. I'm Kaitlyn Croker Official on all of my platforms. I've also got 2 songs out on all streaming platforms, and I would love to stay connected with y'all. And it's been a pleasure being here. Thank you all so much for having me.
Absolutely. All right. What did we talk about today, Chris? See if you remember.
Well, so Cliff's been busy talking all over, and now he's going to Italy. That's gonna be fun. He's been doing that podcast at like 2:00 in the morning his time.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah, be sober.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. All that wine over there. I mean, I don't know. Big Earl is traveling the world right now. He was in DC. We hung out. We had some pretty good food at that bar.
We did.
Taffer's Tavern was delicious. See, Cliff, you missed out.
Chris Taffer.
I am Chris Taffer, so. Oh, we lost her.
Kaitlyn, go. She go.
And then he's making changes up on the Hill, doing his lobbying thing for suicide prevention training, not just the people to do it, but the actual training itself. And then we had Kaitlyn. She stepped off, but we had her going as amazing artist. She's gonna go far. She's gonna be the next big name, and we had her here. I'm just saying.
That's right.
18 years old.
That's amazing.
She has a massive career ahead of her.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and maybe she'll come on before we get off. But for those of you who, if you're just tuning in now, go back and listen to her sing the first song she sings about being somebody who is staying home while. Yeah, Kaitlyn's back. All right,
that's all right.
No, you're good. You're good.
Sorry,
You're good.
We're just singing your praises. No pun intended.
Yeah, we got a new software. We got a new software that allows the guests to get kicked off and not screw up all the show, or one of us too, because sometimes Buddy does a show from the middle of a river.
Legitimate. He's
floating in a river with a phone. So
Yep.
What I was
Alabama,
saying was,
what are you gonna do?
Is that first song you sang to us for everybody listening? That's something that we haven't really brought much attention to on the show.
I think it's called "You're the Hero."
Yeah, and I'm hoping that we eventually maybe even have like a monthly segment of where we're bringing light to that issue. We're bringing light to those that stay behind and do that, because as Cliff said, and you sang about, is they 100% serve. They 100% are dealing with things that no civilian can even contemplate. Yeah. So appreciate everything you've done. We can't wait to see, where you go, and please stay in touch with us. Hopefully you don't get too big. All right. Well, we hope that
you're going to forget about us.
Yeah.
Hopefully you don't get too big. Let me say that again. Hopefully you do get too big, but hopefully you don't get too big enough to forget about us. And we'd love to share your journey and put it on our platform.
Definitely.
Yeah. That being said, make sure you go check out our store. There's a little QR code up there. Use the code VTTGW. Get yourself a discount. That way, there you go. That way, I pointed at it. They got to go backwards. I'm on the screen.
Yeah.
So there we go. Wax on, wax off. So,
paint the fence.
Yeah, paint the fence. But get that. You get a lot of cool merch there. We got the Quit Being a Triggered Pansy shirts, our #1 seller. And then again, I have to say it, all right, because we're getting towards the holidays. Okay, holidays are a tough time for veterans and a lot of people, not just veterans, but you'll see a lot of suicide spike during that time. So you don't have to be alone during as a veteran, but because especially with social media, but don't be a triggered pansy either. And we always say this: it's to veterans.
Give us the verse.
It can be everybody. It's chapter 1, verse 1, right? So that's how you should start your life. Like, don't be the reason why everybody else is having a bad time. All right, so it's okay to be triggered. Just don't be a pansy about it. Everybody gets upset.
That's
okay,
right.
But don't ruin the rest of the day for everybody else because you're pissed off. All right, take a break, breathe, think about it. All right, and just have a good time. And then again, if you're having a bad time during these holidays, please reach out to somebody. All right, just do it. All right, and get on our platform. Say you're having a shitty time. Plenty of people have done it. I'm having a terrible day today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Brian in the comments can attest that he's one of our moderators of VTT Official, and I'll see it posted, be like, "Hey, I'm having a really bad day," and 5 minutes later, there's like 60 comments in there. "Hey, what's going on? Talk to me. Here's my number. Call me." They don't know these people from Adam, but here they are.
Catfish, they're out there too, all right, especially on VTT. You got to watch out for those people. That's close. Yeah, don't listen to those people. But no, hey, thanks again, Kaitlyn, for coming on. Thanks, Cliff, for filling in for Dave, who apparently was too busy today, even though
sure, no problem.
Did everything like 3 hours ago. And maybe we should have kept Chris off the screen so that he wouldn't have muffin fingered the song right at the beginning. But we figured it out. But hey, Tune in for Cliff. You're not doing a show this week, right, Cliff?
No. My co-host Lynn, she's gonna take over and do the show this week on Wednesday.
Oh, she's still gonna do one. She's still gonna do one.
Yep,
Okay.
I think she's gonna do one. And I think we have a guest, but with your guys' permission, I'm gonna replay this on my radio show next Friday. This episode.
It's up to Kaitlyn if she doesn't mind it getting spread out to more people. I'm sure she probably wouldn't.
I really appreciate that. I'd be honored. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely.
And so check out the mental health warrior, Len. I call her our submariner because I just think everybody in the Navy was on a submarine. So
true.
Like our submariner. All right, she's she's gonna knock out that show for us. And then Fridays we do our Fight NFL show. That's always a good time. And then next Saturday we have the CEO of Soldier of Fortune coming on.
Okay.
Yeah, she's gonna come on and talk about some of her experiences. She has some actual combat experience as a journalist back in I think it was like in the 70s where this little thing was going on in Northern Ireland. All right. So she has experience there. We're going to chat about that.
With the IRA?
Yeah, with the IRA. Pretty wild time. So, excited to do that. Nate, Kaitlyn, again, absolute pleasure to have you on.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And our first live musical performance is Kaitlyn Croker. All right, and even though her dad was a fly boy, that's okay. We love the fly guys.
Everybody loves Cass.
Yeah, everybody loves Cass. I am still here probably about 3 times because of Cass. So we love those guys big time. So all right, we thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next week.
Yep. Have a great weekend. Take care.
Thanks for watching and listening. And now a word from our sponsor, 4 Patriots. In a startling description, the UN food chief warned the world with the words, knocking on famine's door. He called what we're facing a perfect storm of a perfect storm. And he's not alone. Barron's published that a food shortage could be coming, even in the U.S. Farmers see it too. John Boyd Jr., a 4th-generation farmer, told Fox News that we're going to see empty food shelves in the coming months. That's why getting survival food is more important than ever now. Create your own stockpile of the best-selling 4 Patriots survival food kits. It's not ordinary food. We're talking good for 25 years super survival food. Hand-packed in a family-owned facility in the USA and giving jobs to over 200 Americans. They have different delicious breakfasts, lunches, dinners. You can make these meals in less than 20 minutes. Just add boiling water, simmer, and serve. And right now, for the next few days, listeners of the Veteran Trash Talk podcast will get 10% off their first order at 4patriots.com by using the code VTTGW. Go to 4patriots.com and use the code VTTGW to start your stockpile today.